Hey everybody, welcome back. I am your host, Joe JDF Foster, and today we're going to discuss Birds of Prey and Fabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn. Um, as I've said in my other videos, if you like this video, like and subscribe at the bottom, and feel free to leave a comment on what you think I should do for an upcoming video in terms of discussion. And if I take it up, I will give you the credit for it. As I, First of all, this movie is the Birds of Prey movie is a 2020 movie, and I didn't realize that. I actually thought it came out last year, as it was on a lot during other, as I caught it on TV more than I did on like any network area. Uh, Onto the cast. We got Margot Robbie returning to her role of Harley Quinn, which I do praise her for her role. I mean, for her ability to play this role. I think she does well as Harley Quinn. Even if I do disagree with the DC era's choice to stick her in the modern form of her outfit rather than letting her be in the old style from the animated series that I thought was more fitting to the character of Harley Quinn. But in this movie, it actually does show that she does retain an image of the outfit, even when she doesn't wear the outfit. She has like a tattoo or design on her arm. It's like right around this area on one of her arms. That's actually the design of the Harley Quinn outfit. Also, I didn't pay a lot of close attention, but apparently in the movie, she wears the number 92 at one point, and this is actually a reference to the fact that Harley Quinn did not make her debut until 1992 in Batman the Animated Series, and then she got made popular. So Harley's a latecomer to the series, but very quickly to rise in fame. But now back to Margot Robbie. Besides the films in which she plays Harley Quinn, there's also Pan Am, where she plays Laura Cameron. Neighbors as Donna Friedman or Donna Brown, both of which are TV series. Elephant Princess is Juliet, and then a lot of one-off appearances in movies. Now on to the character of Huntress, played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Many would know her from the Scott Pilgrim movies as Ramona Flowers, for which she is often praised for her role in that. She's also on Fargo as Nikki Swango. Mercy Street as Mary Finney. The Returned as Rowan Blackshaw. Beauty Inside as Leia. The one I actually remember her for, though, is this particular movie in a franchise, Live Free or Die Hard, from the Die Hard franchise, where she played John McClane's daughter, aka Bruce Willis's daughter in the movie, Lucy Gennaro McClane. She was also in Wolf Lake as Sophia Donner or Kohanik. Not sure on the pronunciation of that name. And she was on the TV show Passions as Jessica Bennett. Sorry, don't watch Passions. I'm an ABC soap fan where it was One Life to Live, General Hospital. So I don't really keep up with the name. So I don't know her name, how to pronounce it correctly. This next one, I apologize ahead of time because I am more than likely going to mispronounce the name of the actress. Janice Smollett, or Janae Smollett. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name correctly. Played the Black Canary in this movie. Many would know her presently from Lovecraft Country as Letitia Letty Lewis. She was on Sophia the First as Krista, Underground as Rosalie, True Blood as Nicole Wright, Parenthood as Heather Hall, Defenders as Lisa Tyler, Friday Night Lights, Jess Merriweather, Wanda at Large, Holly Hawkins, and the character I oddly enough would know her as, but didn't recognize her for, is from the original Full House as Denise Frazier. Which, if I remember correctly, is one of Michelle's best friends on the show. And the last of them rounding up the Birds of Prey, spoiler there, sorry, is Rosie Perez as Renee Montoya, who this movie doesn't show, but in the comics was also known as The Question. But Rosie Perez was on Elena of Avalor as Dulce. Hope I pronounced that right. Bounty Hunters as Nina Morales. Rise as Tracy Wolf. Pin Zero, part-time hero as Aunt Rose. Pure as Phoebe O'Reilly. Search Party. Sorry, I've had other thoughts in my head today. Search Party is Lorraine DeCosse. That might be DeCross, and I mistyped it, so I do apologize for that. I did. The Cleveland show is Choni or Chani. I know the show they're talking about, but I don't remember the character. She was on Go Diego Go as Click. I don't remember that. I mean, I know it's a kid's show, and I don't remember that particular character. And she was also on Lipstick Jungle as Dahlia Morales. Now we move on to Ewan McGregor as Roman Sionis or Black Mask. This particular character is a very twisted character in the comics, and I think they actually dulled him down for this movie in terms of the twistedness. From what I read about of the character in different comic areas online, because I found multiple sites to look up about, and this character is a very twisted, very sadistic character, to the point that even the worst of the villains that I've seen in Batman and Superman in the DC universe, couldn't really compare. Black Mask had some serious psychological issues that needed help. But anyways, like I said, I think they dulled the character down in this movie a little bit more than they should have. But anyways, he's in. Ewan McGregor is known currently for Halston as the character of Halston. Fargo as, I don't know if all these characters are the same person or if it's just one person. Or if it's different people, but this is because I don't watch Fargo. It was as Emmy Stussy, Ray Stussy, Android Minsky's scientist companion. Now, the Star Wars movies, I do remember him for those. Although the ones he was in he's part of the trilogy that people want to forget. Mainly, which is 1, 2, and 3. The Phantom Menace to yeah, the Phantom Menace, the Clone Wars, and the Rise of the Sith, or whatever the third one was called. Oh, Revenge of the Sith. Sorry, I said that one took me a moment to remember. They got a lot of names in them, and the third ones all have an R in them. Don't believe me? Go and look. You got Return, Rise, and Revenge. He was also in 7 and 9. Only in one of them he's credited as a voice. But in the ones he was in, the character is Obi-Wan Kenobi. And he was also the voice of Lumiere in the live-action Beauty and the Beast. And the final actor we reach is Chris Messina as Victor Zos. This one's another one where they kind of dulled his character down a little, but I guess it's because they wanted to focus more on the main ones, which is Harley. But anyways, Chris Messina is in The Sinner as Nick Haas, Robot Chicken for various voices, including Officer Big Mac, Sharp Objects is Detective Richard Willis, The Mindy Project is Danny Castellano. I might be mispronouncing that. And I'm sorry, I had one more actress, it turns out. And that's Ella J. Basco. Might be Bosco. I might be mispronouncing her last name. Who plays the character of Cassandra Cain in this. And I will admit, when I first heard the name, I made the mistake of misplacing it for Batwoman, but in the comics, this one is the one who actually becomes Batgirl. And she's mainly known for doing one-offs in movies or in TV shows. And in the plot of this movie, you can skip ahead if you don't want to hear it, but just to let you know, Joker dumps Harley, and at first, Harley takes it kind of hard, but it's about Harley moving on with her life. While at the same time, a certain diamond comes into play that brings a lot of people together and puts a child's life at risk, and Harley's got to end up deciding whether to be a hero or to fall into the simplistic follower that she is. Now for some notes about this movie that people may find interesting like I did, or may not. One, Cassandra Cain's cough at the beginning of the film, when Montoya when Renee Montoya speaks, when Rosie Perez's character of Renee Montoya speaks to her, is considered to be a reference to the fact that Cain didn't speak for a period in the comics due to the way her parents had raised her before she went off to become Batgirl. Also, in the movie, and I would love to actually try this, Harley Quinn's sandwich that she eats, and it's an egg sandwich, which I know it sounds, oh, you can make this and stuff, but the way it looks and the way it's made, it actually looked really delicious. It's an egg, bacon, cheese sandwich, but the deal is, due to an allergic reaction that Margot Robbie had to the chicken egg whites, they give her migraines. They had to actually use duck eggs to make the sandwich. And the cook who made the sandwich in the movie actually spent the previous day learning how to make this sandwich correctly. And I don't just mean an hour, maybe two learning. I mean, he spent the entire day learning to make this sandwich. Not because he thought, okay, it was going to be something minor. He didn't realize how big a thing it was going to be to the movie. Also, it is rumored that this movie is actually part of a Harley Quinn trilogy, with Suicide Squad being the first movie, the Birds of Prey being the second, and there being a third movie on the way to feature her. Now, I'm going to do a spoiler in this, but it's not really spoiler in the way that it's done, but it does talk about a certain scene in the movie. So, go ahead and skip a little bit ahead if you don't want to hear it. During the scene in the police station, Harley points to a photo of Captain Boomerang on the wall and says, "I know that guy." Captain Boomerang was actually in the original Suicide Squad movie. And the actress playing Black Canary, and I find this amazing because it's done so well, actually does her own singing in the film. Okay, in the movie, Harley adopts a hyena. In the animated series, she actually had two. They were named Bud and Lou after Abbott and Costello. But in the movie, it's named Bruce. And she only has one. And the only reason they have one instead of two is because it was a real dog who was edited in post to look like it was a hyena. Also, it's named Bruce after Bruce Wayne. Harley actually states after that hunky Wayne guy as the reference to why. Also, as most would know, Harley is a trained psychiatrist. However, it's never revealed where she got her doctorate, while it does reveal where she got her medical degree. And, okay, the Joker in the story, at the beginning of it, when she's describing how she came to be the Harley Quinn that we all know, to me, the Joker face-wise looked more like the Joker from the 60s live-action one when Adam West was doing the role of Batman. Though the suit is more from Batman the Animated Series in 1992 style. So it's like they mixed the two together to create it, and it kind of throws it off slightly. And the previous film showed the outfit. This one actually shows Harley. Though Okay. Ugh. Okay, as I made mention earlier, to Harley's outfit from the cartoon, I mentioned she had the mark on her arm, and that it's shown in like a chest. Well, at the beginning of the film, when it's describing how Harley looks, and when it's describing how Harley came to be who she was, in the previous film, it showed the outfit, but she didn't wear it. But in this one, when it's doing the history lesson of Harley, it actually shows her wearing the outfit, even though it is in the toon form. And she actually does look like the cartoon version of herself. Also, Harley actually uses her psychiatry degree in this movie multiple times. Also, something I find interesting, and I'm actually glad to hear, Margot Robbie actually pitched the idea of the movie as a female-led superhero action movie with an R rating. And in the movie, okay, also it said that Dinah Lance, or the Black Canary, inherited the powers from her mother. Although I didn't necessarily hear that in the movie. I know it talked about the mother and the daughter in the movie, and how the mother used to help the cops at times. This is actually a nod to the comics, where the character of the Black Canary lasted so long that the comics actually retconned it to where there were two Black Canaries, a mother and the daughter. Also, Harley is seen in the movie using a mallet a bunch of times. This is something you could actually see in her appearances in the '92 animated series. Okay, now for another spoiler alert. Each girl or lady in the movie fights with their own style. The Huntress, mainly known for throws. The Canary, known for her kicks. Montoya is known for punches. Harley, same as you saw in Suicide Squad, gymnastics. Oh, now for the real fun. The actress playing Black Canary was actually inspired by the Black Canary from the Injustice 2 video game, character-wise. The actress who plays Cassandra Cain in this movie, Ella J, worked with a magician to learn sleight of hand in order to do some of the thefts she did in the movie. The writing and the artwork that are on Cassandra's cast in this movie, which she wears throughout the movie, you'll see it. I'm just letting you know because it's not a spoiler, it's there. Up front and ahead of time. It's actually all Ella's work. She got bored and just started writing and drawing, and they kept it. Also, there was a fair amount of improving done in this movie, which seems to be done a lot recently in superhero movies. Instead of just, oh hey, let's make these as close to something as possible. Like, hey, let's see if we can improv a line or two, lighten it up a little bit, or improv it to make it better. And it actually works with the way they improv in this movie. Also, originally, Margot Robbie had 2 dance numbers in this movie, but only one made it to the film. Now for my final notes on this movie. One, and really important to me, it had a good runtime. It was a good movie. It didn't go really long to where we got bored with it. But it didn't cut it short, where we're like, they left us hanging and wanting more of it because it ended on some open note, like a lot of TV series did, where it was like, it's so open that you're like, oh, you needed more to it in order for it to make sense. Also, the story's told in an interesting way. When the way it opens and introduces the characters, it kind of reminded me of the Pulp Fiction movie, with the way it introduced each of the characters. And the focus on Harley with no showing of Leto in it, with the no focus of Joker in it, I really enjoyed that fact. Because while it does show the Joker like in the history lesson, this is about her becoming free of him and becoming her own person. So it's actually showing, and so the film's actually being true to itself. Also, this could be due to the absence of Leto as the Joker, due to fans not receiving him well when they last showed him in a movie. Or the fact that they have a Joker movie that's out. Also, back to an interesting note that I just thought about, because I looked this up, because I was like, does Joker, the movie that came out this year, actually count as part of this? Or does it count, does it count as part of this universe? Or is it just considered a non-canonical film? Turns out, DC has stated that any DC film takes place within a universe, though they may not be a connected universe. They may be, DC's actually keeping the multiverse theory going, where like the Joker from the Joker movie is in a different universe than the Harley Quinn Joker from the Leto's Joker in the Suicide Squad and the Birds of Prey movie version of idea of Joker. I do question the Green Lantern part. Because I wonder if that puts him in with the Justice League. Yeah, that horrible Ryan Reynolds movie. That puts him in with them, or if that puts him on a separate universe. The only bad thing I can say about this movie is the Audrey Hepburn "Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend" musical number that they put in. I do wonder what the other number was, because I think it might have been a better one to do, rather than doing this one. So I'm sorry. Almost every movie has done it. Almost every movie that could do it has done this number, and it is not a good number. I think Audrey Hepburn is the only one that could have done this number and actually done it right. Anybody else that's done it that I've seen, I have not enjoyed. Now on to my recommendation. What I have personally watched this movie, I know, at least 10 times in a week. Because I actually enjoy this movie so much that when I find it, I watch it. And I tend to want to watch it immediately. And it's a good action comedy type film. And despite the Audrey Hepburn number, which I did dock for, my final grade for the 2020 Birds of Prey and Fabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn is an A minus. Leave me your thoughts on the movie and how much you enjoyed it or hated it. Until the next time, I'm out.